And we're live.
We solid, y'all?
Thanks. Hello? Yeah, we're good.
Hi, is anyone there? Hi, everybody.
Yeah, we're live.
Okay, cool. Hey, everybody. This is EGM now. My name is Evan Sleed, and I'm here with Michael Gorov, and we are... Hey. We're playing Mega Man X Legacy Collection because I just reviewed it, so you should check it on the site.
Yep.
And we're going to show off the X challenges.
You gave it a 9, right?
Give it a 9, just because I feel like I can't give a 10 to anything.
No.
Even though this is pretty much a 10.
Well, I mean, it's hard to give a game that's already been out a 10, though. You know what I mean?
Sure, but I've noticed I'm not the only one who was like blown away. There's a lot of extra stuff on this that most collections don't get. Like, I feel like most collections are like, here are the games. This is like, here are the games plus a ton of customization options.
Yeah.
And then like, whoever made the menus and stuff is like a real fan. Because like I was saying in my review, like what we're looking at right now, these are all the medals you can get, which are basically the trophies and achievements for PS4 and Xbox One.
You got all of them.
I got all of them on the first game. I still work on the second game, or the second collection. But there's some really cool ones. Let me see. Where's the Hadouken?
Oh, let me turn the stupid AC off.
Oh, okay.
God, I keep forgetting. It's so loud.
Anyway, so there's a ton of different medals you can get, and a lot of them are themed after things that fans already do, or people that have played these games for so long already do. In speedruns or just like community challenges. Like I know people that maybe know the first game, they know there's like a secret where you can unlock the Street Fighter Hadouken attack with Mega Man, but you have to do this very complicated thing where you have to have a certain amount of health and then die a certain number of times in a certain stage to get it to happen. But they like filled it up, and all the names of the trophies are like pretty devastating in pink. Like they're just pretty fun things, and then they have really awesome galleries full of concept art and real art. And then
I actually love this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, me too. And the gallery, and they also have like product galleries too.
I love that.
Then you have the Deus Sigma movie, which is really cool because a lot of people haven't been able to see that.
Yeah.
All the original trailers for every game, and then a really great music player. And a lot of the trophies are tied to looking through here, and then they unlock more secrets when you do them, which I think is really cool. Really cool.
Yeah.
But then the bread and butter is really X challenges, which is, as we'll see, basically you're playing as Mega Man X, and you have to go up against 2 bosses at one time.
Oh wow, they even have like a leaderboard and...
Yeah, easy doesn't go on leaderboard, but normal and hard do.
What's the story?
The story just kind of explains like why there's a crossover and everything, which is again not totally necessary, but it's just like fun that they did that.
Yeah, it's just text or...
Yeah, it's like a mini kind of like cutscenes and stuff like that. But I don't know. I feel like sometimes these can be kind of soulless, but it's nice to see that somebody had some attention.
Yeah, it looks like they put a lot of effort into...
For sure. And I know a lot of people have said this, and I did too in my review, like, I would have bought this if it was just this challenges. Just because, like, you get so used to playing these games that it's nice to have a new way to experience it.
Yeah.
So yeah, the way this works is you'll see there's 9 levels up on the top. I'm not unlocked up there because I did most of mine on the X Legacy 2, so all of my stuff is unlocked there from easy through hard.
Oh, gotcha.
But here we're starting fresh. I didn't want to show everything and like spoil it for people if they want to play, because there's some special bosses. But every level there are 3 stages, and there's 2 bosses for each stage. So you can sort of like look ahead and see what you want to use. You have to go in and choose 3 special weapons. And obviously, if you know the series really well, you have to know like what the boss's weaknesses are. Otherwise, you can just pick random stuff and hope it actually works. Or if you want to be really intense, you can just use your X-Buster, which is one of the trophies, is to defeat it without using any special weapons.
Ooh, gotcha.
Which was really fun.
You got that?
Yeah, it was.
Damn.
It was cool. But for this first, so for this first group, Storm Eagle, I don't use anything because he's really easy. Storm Owl, I don't really need to use anything either. Let's see. I'm gonna get Spinning Blade for the Neon Tiger, and
So are you locked in to the ones you pick, the weapons you pick?
yeah, so you have to use those 3 across all 3 stages.
Oh, okay.
So you have to kind of plan. You can't use one for every person. You have to kind of like figure out who you can just focus on using the X-Buster with. It's always pretty helpful. And then I'm gonna go with Metal Linker.
So you are like definitely would consider yourself an expert in the Mega Man X series.
For sure, yeah. I mean, it was one of my earliest gaming experiences. Was the first game.
Yeah.
I still have my original copy in the box and everything from my Super Nintendo. I have all my codes written in the booklet because that's how I used to save was like codes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Shoot. So it was so fun to be able to come back to these, and they did such a good job porting. Like they're really, really solid ports, and like I said, you can do some really cool like graphical options where you make them look like a CRT television.
Yeah. I never really noticed that Mega Man was like in the middle of the screen.
Yeah, keeps it centered. Okay. Oh man, this is the fun thing about this, and I would love to watch more people play these. Is that even if you've played like these games a million times, when you're playing 2 bosses at once, it's so weird because you're trying to do 2 different like muscle memory things.
Yeah.
Like with Storm Eagle, I could do this without getting hit at all. But this other owl, it's such a different thing that I'm kind of getting like wrecked a little bit.
Because they're still using their like pattern, their normal attack pattern.
Yeah. And at first I thought that was going to be kind of like broken. I thought like, how is this going to even work? And it is. There are moments where it feels like it's kind of impossible, but I think that's the point.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee there are ways to get out of it, but let's see. But yeah, there are some really, really cool matchups. Oh no.
Wow, there's so much going on.
I know, it's crazy. I should show people what I'm really good at, and I'm really proud of myself. I know this. I don't do this. I really try not to brag about things, but like I know these so well. The last boss in Mega Man X-pert, which is really, really tricky, I'm so good at it. Like
Yeah.
I was just playing it the other night for fun, just because I was like, oh, I just died. That would be fun to show at some point too. Because people make like video guides for that boss because he's so complicated.
Yeah. This is pretty cool. Like, do they work together? Like, is the AI programmed for them to work together, or?
I don't think so. I think, like you were saying, they seem to be on their normal path that they would if you were just fighting them on their own.
Yeah.
But yeah, see, it's hard. This is also Storm Eagle's original stage, so there's a little like I'm used to with Storm Owl. His stage is a certain setup, and I'm used to being able to take cues off what he does in that room, so I know where he's going to go. But sometimes when he's flying, I can't tell if he's flying at me or if he's going to go like that, like directly up, or if I try to go over, he'll fly at me. So let's see, can I use any of the?
That one's crazy. Oh, what's that? Ooh.
This is Darkhold. It's one of the other boss's weaknesses, but I'll use it right now.
Wouldn't it be any boss's weakness if it stops them?
No, sometimes like it just lets me get hits in. Some actually won't work on some bosses too. Like they'll just bypass it.
Oh.
It's hard to. I'll just show you. Have you ever seen a Mega Man X weakness on a boss before?
I mean, I know what it is.
Okay. Because like they're really identifiable. Like they make this very over the top animation that shows you like, I don't like this.
Okay, yeah. I guess I'm just used to it conceptually in the old Mega Man games where it just hurts them more.
Right. Yeah, they did that I think in the series to like give players that visual cue, like, hey, this is a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
What about your other weapon?
I kind of want to save it.
Yeah.
Especially spinning blades, because Neon Tiger is really, really tricky, and that's his weakness. So I kind of want to like exploit that. I feel like such a loser right now.
Well, you haven't played these guys yet, right? Together?
No.
You haven't done this X challenge. This is, I mean, I'd be dead already, for sure. I think the hard part is paying attention to both of them.
Yeah, it's it's the Storm Owl guy. Like, Storm Eagle is really easy. It's just that.
Yeah, it seems like the Owl has like a more diverse move set.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I should get this because this looks really fun.
You would like them.
I love boss fights, like in anything.
Yeah. So the way that most of the sales are going, like you can buy them in one package.
Yeah.
I think some of them, I'm pretty sure you can buy them separately. I always recommend that people buy the first collection instead of the second, just because the second is sort of like the refined taste of the series.
Yeah.
They're not great, and they're really complicated. So if you're going to try anything, I would start with the first 4 games, because the first game and the 4th game especially are like platforming perfection in my mind, and I know a lot of people feel that way too.
What is this move?
I know. That's the hard thing about this stage, is usually I have platforms I can kind of work around.
Yeah.
So I can kind of trick him to make a certain pattern.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Man,
This is really tricky.
Yeah, you got
I might
this.
switch to easy just to show more stuff.
No, you got this.
I don't know.
Man, he pushes you into them right away.
Yep.
Oh my god. That's so unfair.
A damn move. Yeah, because I don't want to fall off the edge. Dude. I'm Storm Eagle.
He's going. Oh, nice.
I'm sure there's a crazy person out there that has done this without getting hit.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, this game's been out for what, like a day?
Yep.
I'm sure someone already has.
Right. Probably some really amazing speedruns already of this. Okay.
Oh, he's pulling that move out already? Oh, it's just the one.
He does the out one sometimes.
Does that little spiral thing hurt you?
No, it's just pushes you. Basically, like Storm Eagle's normal level and stage is his exploit is to try to push you off the side.
Oh, okay.
So that's why like he has moves that constantly you have to dash against. He's not really hard. Like he doesn't do a lot of physical attacks or anything. But it's, again, a testament to the first game and how the first game is really great at teaching the player how to play without just telling you.
Yeah.
Because every level is kind of designed to be like, now we're going to teach you how to slide really well. So that way by the end, when you do Sigma, you're like really equipped. Oh, jeez. No! I wasn't looking at you!
Yeah, it seems like you kind of have to stick to the edges a little bit.
Sometimes if I get caught in the...
It's crazy.
It's weird streaming boss fights because I don't know how to...
Yeah, you can't really comment.
It's really hard. It's making me think about like how I want to do those Kingdom Hearts fights, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I can talk during those.
Are Kingdom Hearts fights like intense like this?
Dude,
though?
yeah.
Really?
Have you? Okay, we have to do it then, because I feel like I have to always like defend that series. Those are some of like the crazy. No, I know you're not. I'm not referencing you at all. But like, especially in Kingdom Hearts 2, those Data Org fights are nuts.
Ooh, nice. That was a good move.
It's really nice that they give you
down.
they give you the ultimate armor.
It's coming down. Oh, I knew it. I told you.
No, I know. I was gonna try to go over. Okay, wait. let's just switch to easy. Because I don't want to watch. I don't want to make everybody watch the same one over and over again.
Fair enough.
All right. Am I good with what I have?
Oh, you've done them all on easy already?
Yeah. You have to do that to unlock certain things in it, so I just did it on this one.
Chill Penguin is like, I feel like one of the most recognizable, like, Mega Man villains for some reason.
It's the first boss that most people do in the first game, so it makes sense. He's the easiest.
Look how big that guy is. What the
Frost
heck?
Walrus. He's from Mega Man X-pert, which is so cool. It's just so cool to see a 16-bit character with a 32-bit character.
Yeah, I mean, he looks so much different.
Yeah, he really does. And like this is his stage and everything, but to see Chill Penguin in it is like so crazy. A lot of this is just wall living.
Yeah. This is a very cool idea, though. Having multiple bosses in the.
Oh yeah, it's so cool.
It's just like every boss is just Ornstein and Smo from Dark Souls.
Right.
Man, I really want to play more Dark Souls Remastered.
Yeah, for sure. Did you play any more just like on your own?
Yeah, I mean, I stopped when I got to that part with the Hydra that I was telling you about.
Oh, right,
where
right.
I accidentally walked off the edge, and then I was just like, I hate this game.
Yeah, no, for real. I get that.
You know what's funny is like the first time I ever played that game, my roommate got me into it, and he you know was like he was like playing it at the same time that I was, like replaying it at the same time that I was, and he had the hardest time with that Hydra, and I was like, what's the big deal? Like, I killed it the first time. It was one of those things where it was just like beginner's luck, like complete beginner's luck.
Oh,
where
for sure.
I killed it the first time I saw it, and then this time I don't know why I was having such a problem with it, but I realized like with that game is that when you've beaten it a few times and you've like gotten good at it and you have confidence in it, like confidence can be your downfall because you're just like, yeah, no problem, whatever.
I got this.
But so I'm pretty sure that's what happened, where I just like ran up to him and was like, oh yeah, and then I just like forgot that they hide the ledge under the water.
Oh right,
they're evil people,
right?
who
Of
hate
course,
their players. Because there's no reason for that. There's no reason to hide it.
Yeah,
you know?
That's weird.
It would be challenging enough with just being able to see it, but the fact that they hide the ledge is just like. I don't know, it's just one of those. There was another part where the first time I ever played that game, there's like a ledge you have to walk down to get to this boss called the Capra Demon.
Okay.
And it's like the door is open just enough. It's open and takes up just enough of the platform that. Was he like drowning you?
No. So yeah, this is kind of the weird thing is that Wheelgator's level has like oil. But then Bubble Crabs has water, so it's just a lot of liquid, but I can't die or anything in it.
Oh, okay.
I can be in water, no problem. Get me out of there.
Oil and water don't mix, you know what I'm saying?
I know.
Is that why they did it, you think?
Probably.
Or just because they fit together?
I think, yeah, because they're just... Well, what's interesting in this one is that they're from the same game, they're from X2, and Wheelgator's weapon that you get from him, the spinning blade, which is what I have, is Bubble Crab's weakness.
Oh, weird.
So, like, he's throwing around his thing, and obviously you can't hurt the boss, but, like, it's weird that I'm using his weapon on Bubble Crab.
Yeah.
And
oh,
Bubble
yeah, I
Crab's
see
dead.
it stunned him.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he died.
Oh, I saw health. I don't want to risk it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is just reminding me of Ornstein and Smo, which is, like, this, very famous, like, I would say it's probably the hardest boss battle in Dark Souls, where you have to fight two bosses at once, and one's like this quick guy with like this lightning spear, and the other guy's this big fat dude in armor.
Oh, jeez.
Who butt slams. And that's what this reminds me of. It's just like if Ornstein and Smo was an entire part of a game. Which is cool. I like double bosses. I don't know why. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's a cool idea.
It's just bouncing off him? Or is it hitting him?
It's still doing a little bit of damage. It's cool. What I love about him is he does environmental damage too. So like that drill he did. See how there's like spikes in the wall now?
Yeah.
Or, like if I touch those, I get hurt.
Oh.
So you have to sort of plan how you want to. Oh.
Nice.
How you want to do it. What I also love about these games is that, especially in the first 3, depending on who you beat, there are differences amongst the stages because like there's a weird kind of narrative connections between them. So like for example, if you beat Chill Penguin's level and then go to Flame Mammoth's level, his level's like a factory, but the factory is below where Chill Penguin's mountain is. And because he's not up there to like monitor the snow, the factory gets overrun with snow, so you can actually walk on areas you normally can't.
Oh, that's cool.
And there's like a ton of examples of that. Like there's a power plant. If you like beat one boss, it shuts down the power to it, so you can do special things. Oh,
can you go back to levels that you've already beat?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So you could. It's not like you would have to miss out on something in the playthrough.
No, there's certain things that you might have to do like more than one run of it. Like one of the trophies I got, you have to get Zero's Beam Saber for X, but you can only do that by not picking up certain upgrades.
Yeah.
So I had to do it twice, the game. But, you know, I don't mind doing that, obviously. I don't think most Mega Man fans do either.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a game where I could like play through it as many times as you've played through Mega Man.
Yeah.
I just don't know, man.
It's hard. There's not a lot of them.
I mean, I feel like the original Marios, 100%. I could play those. Like, those are my Desert Island games for sure.
Yeah.
Like Mario 1 through or Super Mario Brothers 1 through Super Mario World.
Right.
Like those 4 games.
Yeah, solid for sure.
Even Mario 2, not the Japanese version, the American version, where that's just Doki Doki Panic or whatever.
Right, right.
Or whatever. I don't remember what. Is that what the original game is called?
I don't remember.
But I could. Those 4, I could play those. If I could only choose 4 games to play for the rest of my life, I would pick those 4 games.
Those 4?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
But I don't think I've played through those games nearly as many times as you've played through the Mega Man games. Like, I mean, even just one Mega Man game.
It's. Oh, I'll do. This is an interesting one. Oh, I guess I already chose them. Never mind.
Is that getting louder?
I don't know. I feel like it is. Someone got too hot in the other room.
Seriously.
We need the air on.
It's like freezing in there too.
It is. It's always cold in there, which is good, because I'm always hot at home.
Yeah, but then I get out and I have like goosebumps on my ride home for like 3 days straight.
Oh jeez.
Oh my god, that is a fast attack.
Yeah. Flame Man. No, sorry. Magma Dragoon is his name. Where's my freaking spinning blade? There it is.
So these guys look pretty similar.
Yeah.
They're different games.
Yeah, X4 and X3.
Were those both? What systems were those on?
X3 came out on Super Nintendo and Sega Saturn, and X4 was just PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
It was the first Mega Man for PlayStation. Well, it came out at the same time as Mega Man 8.
So, Mega Man 8.
Yeah, which is another favorite of mine.
But that's like a traditional Mega Man?
Yeah, traditional Mega Man game.
With the same kind of graphics?
It's, yeah, the similar graphics to Mega Man X4, but, like, you don't have... There's not, like, a... Basically, the way I always want to think about Mega Man versus Mega Man X is that Mega Man X is a more of a focus on speed, and Mega Man is more of a focus on platforming.
Okay.
There's a lot of platforming in the X games, but I feel like it's a lot more about doing things very quickly. So they'll have like a platforming challenge, and it may not be super complicated on its own, but what they do is they throw in mechanics that are like, but you have to do it fast, because if you don't, you'll die.
Gotcha.
So this guy's weakness is really easy.
Ugh.
You got the Spark Mandrill syndrome. Okay.
Oh, wow. These are, they have such cool boss designs in these games.
Oh, I know. That guy, too, on his level, which is super fun, it's in this, like, metal, like, lava volcano thing.
Yeah.
And you get this ride armor thing in the part of the level so you can walk through the lava to get to him.
Oh, that's cool.
And there's a secret can actually go underneath part of the mountain and bring the armor into the boss battle with you.
Oh, cool.
And so you can knock out like half his health without even getting touched once.
Are these secrets that you knew? Like, did you look them up back in the day, or like get the Mega Man with guidebooks and stuff like that, or?
I remember like as a kid when the first game came out. That was '93, so I was probably like 4 or 5. And who are you? Okay, I don't have the splicer. Is this your weakness? Yes. Okay.
I love that boss so much.
Which one?
The one that's
jumping?
doing like the ballet moves.
Yeah, Axel.
It's so great.
Rose Red. I don't know its new name, so I don't know if you heard about that. Mega Man X5, famously, all the bosses in the Western release were named after members of Guns N' Roses.
Oh, no way.
Because,
Why?
okay, so it's kind of weird. So, the what's it called? That job? Oh my gosh, what's it called when you do the text for international releases?
You got translator or
No.
localization?
Localization. Okay, so the localization person at the time that X5 was coming out, he was married to the voice actress that did the voice of Claire Redfield in the Resident Evil games.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, you should name the bosses for X5." And so she's like, "Oh, well, you love Guns N' Roses, so I'll just name them after Guns N' Roses characters." And like, they're not terrible. It's just like that Rose guy. His name was Axel the Rose.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't like it because it just feels so weird compared to the other bosses in the X series.
Yeah, I totally get that.
Like, this guy is named Wire Sponge, so like it's weird to have people named like after people in real life.
Yeah.
So for this release, they changed all the X5 names to new, more in-line names.
But not the original Japanese names?
No,
Why?
because they don't translate exactly the same.
Oh, okay.
They've never done that.
Oh, okay. I like this guy too. He's got a lot of personality.
Yeah, he's pretty interesting. The cool thing about this guy is if you have a certain weapon, called the Splicer, if you hit him, if you kill him with it, he actually, like, you'll watch his animation, he'll, like, split in half at the end.
Oh, cool.
He'll, like, get chopped up.
That's cool.
But yeah, so I don't know the names of the characters yet. Okay.
Toxic Seahorse. That is
Okay.
badass name.
I don't have either of their weaknesses, but that's okay. I don't need them.
Oh, here's Storm Eagle again.
Yep.
So they reuse bosses? I mean, I guess they have to since there's so many challenges.
Yeah, they changed them up a little bit. It's only bosses from X1 through X6 because X7 and X8 are 3D games, so that would have been really complicated.
I want to see that. What do you mean 3D? Like fully 3D?
Yeah.
Are they terrible?
Okay, so think of like Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
It's that kind of 3D platforming.
Oh.
Here's
It's
what
so crazy that they'd make that the same series.
Well, here's what I'll say. X7 is awful. It's hot garbage. X8 is much better, and it's a step up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm a fan of it, though. Because
It's just too different from the formula that you
it's
like.
just, they did this weird thing in X7. Oh, man. Do you want to hear, like, a 10-minute tirade about why X7's
I mean,
bad?
we got time.
Alright. So the reason X7 is really terrible is that it was the first time that the series had gone to 3D. So they were trying to figure out, like, how to do that. And I understand, and I think most fans do, like, it's not going to be perfect. The problem was that the camera was so bad, like, there are moments where it's unplayable. Like, you just have to kind of guess where to jump.
Yeah.
And
That's really annoying. Yeah.
they introduced a new character, because usually, so X1 through X3, you play as X. In X3, you can play as Zero for like one stage, but once they hit X4, they made Zero a fully playable character. And then with X7, they introduced this character named Axel, who...
So many Axels, they get so caught up on Axel.
Yeah, they just like that name. So that was cool. Like, it's not a bad thing to have another character. The problem was that they didn't really know what to do with him, and he's really annoying because his abilities, he can copy enemy abilities, but it's kind of pointless because they're not powerful at all. And to copy them, it's really complicated. So it feels like this whole gimmick of this character is not even worth your time.
Yeah.
And you don't unlock the ability to play as Zero and X until later in the game.
Oh, so you have to play as that guy.
Yeah, and so you're just kind of like, well, what am I doing? This is ridiculous. And there's lock-on, and it's really bad. And the bosses are weird. Like, the voice acting is really creepy, and they're not really that interesting. And some of them are just, like, unfairly difficult.
Yeah.
And Sigma, like, his last form is, like, a nightmare. Just because, again, the camera is so bad that you can die for, like, literally no reason just because you fall off the side without knowing it.
That's the most frustrating thing to happen in a platforming game.
Yeah, for sure.
That can happen.
But then X8, what they did is they kept it 3D, but it's more of a 2.5D game. So it's all side-scrolling, and you get all three characters right from the beginning, and you can actually actively switch between them in a level, which I think is much better, and it makes you feel like you can be more strategic with who you use. I
mean, the idea of a Crash Bandicoot-style Mega Man game still sounds really, like, appealing to me. But I guess they didn't pull it off.
Let's do this one.
Look at that.
Gravity Well
Blaze
Special.
Heat Nix.
Blaze Heat Nix! Blast Hornet!
I just love that they could have named him Blaze Phoenix, because that's obviously what they were going for. But they're like, no, we need another word for hot.
Get the Heat Nix in there.
Yeah. We need another word for hot, even though Phoenix everyone assumes is like a firebird anyway.
Right? I'm going to cheese the Blast Hornet a little bit. But that's because he's, like, really impossible, and this is just much better.
So is he just hurt forever now?
No, I just keep doing this. Gravity Well is the gun.
Wow, you only use one thing, too, for each time you shoot it. You're only using, like, one little...
Yeah. It's not... Honestly, the weapon's not that great, but, like, against these bosses that fly, it's really, really... Well, just these two, specifically, it's really helpful. Can I have you move over to the other side? Thank you. Because then I'm stuck against this wall. Yep, there goes Blast Hornet.
This is a ridiculous weapon.
It's, yeah. Some of them are... So there's a term that people use for these kinds of weaknesses. It's called Spark Mandrill Syndrome. Because in the first game, there is a boss named Spark Mandrill, and his weakness is Chill Penguin's Ice Blast.
Yeah.
And it's like embarrassing how you can walk into a stage and you just shoot him once with it, and then he's frozen, and then he'll break out, and then you shoot him again and he's frozen. And you just do that.
That's the whole thing.
That's the whole fight. And normally he's actually really hard.
Yeah.
So like people have always just called it like, oh, they gave this boss Spark Mandrill Syndrome. Like you can just keep doing this over and over again.
I love how Spark Mandrill Syndrome sounds like a really serious.
It doesn't. It sounds like really intense. I love, the Ice Wolf. I love this boss. He's really hard with 2, but I just think his design's really cool, and he does really interesting things where he like runs on the ceiling, and you'll see. I just think he's a really cool concept. Let's see.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's his weakness. Otherwise, I'd be screwed. Oh, jeez. And the floor is ice, so I have to be really careful. Ah, jeez.
Oh, yeah, he's got the little glide move. I like his animation.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Once I get his health down more, he'll start doing things a little differently. Because like all the bosses have that.
Oh, you can blow up his attack, his ice things with that.
Yeah, I'm just kind of focusing on the dinosaur. No, no.
I've never seen a dinosaur with thumbs before. I was like freaking out. I was like, what's weird about this dinosaur? I was like, oh, he has like hands.
Oh, right, that must be it.
I guess I've never seen a dinosaur with thumbs.
Right?
I mean, technically, I don't think the T-Rex had thumbs, did it?
I don't think so.
How many fingers did a T-Rex have? 2 or 3?
Just 3 little claws or something?
Was that it?
I think so.
That's so weird. I feel like, has there ever been an animal that's only had 3, like... Oh, I guess they're birds.
Yeah.
Birds only have 2 toes.
Well, because aren't dinosaurs, like, part bird?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're birds. Wish dinosaurs still existed. That'd be so cool.
That would be insane. And also terrifying. Because if they look like the Jurassic Park dinosaurs, I would be dead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we'd have all the stuff that we have. Like, I can't imagine us getting to a point where we have iPhones, but there are still dinosaurs walking around.
That would be really weird. Yeah, like nobody knows what to do with them, but we're like, all right, well,
yeah, we're just like
this life goes on.
Yeah, you just drive around them on the freeway. There's like a dinosaur crossing. You're like, come on! It's like with geese, but just dinosaurs walking. You're like, come on!
What the heck?
Start honking at it. Just steps on your car.
I always think about that, like if Pokemon were real, it'd be like our world would be completely different.
That would be weird because I feel like everybody would be vegetarians. Because
Probably.
like, I don't know if I mean, I guess animals are cute. Who the heck is that? M. Bison? Who the hell is that?
These are
like
these are
guy.
two like end game bosses
Oh,
put together.
Okay. Like that's just a dude,
Right?
Whoa! Are those platforms?
Yeah.
Yes, I love when bosses give you platforms.
Yeah, you kind of need to for this guy. Oh, I'm sucking right now.
That was like one of my favorite boss fights from
Take care of you later, buddy.
from Shovel Knight was the like the Tanker Knight or what was
Oh
it?
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
He had that big machine that you had to like jump on his platform and stuff. I love that kind of stuff in bosses. Because I always think it's funny when bosses give you the thing that you need to kill them.
Right, and they're like, I'm gonna shoot my hands out. You can step on them if you want.
These guys are really cool looking.
Okay, so now I can focus all my attention on you.
Well, you killed them already. You're killing these bosses too fast. I'm not getting a chance to like enjoy them.
I'm sorry.
I don't know about this guy's lightsaber though.
You don't like it?
I don't know. It just seems like it looks exactly like a lightsaber.
Yeah.
And it's like if he can, I don't really feel like he's using the lightsaber as a lightsaber. Like he's using it like a gun.
Well,
You know what I
if
mean?
it has gun capabilities, why not?
Like he might as well just have a gun
I guess.
then, just to keep it.
Zero has a gun too, but he uses a sword. I'm hoping they'll add an update where they'll do like Zero challenges, because that would be really cool to play these bosses as Zero.
Do they have different abilities?
Yes. So Zero is a close combat fighter, obviously, because of his sword. But he does have special abilities with the sword that he can do, and they're really powerful, but they're more technical. So, like the average player, if you handed them a controller and were like, beat this boss as Zero, they'd probably die, just because you have to like time things really well. But he's way more powerful than X once you can use him.
Flying through these.
Boom. You did great. I think that was the end.
That was all of them?
Wait, no, that wasn't it. No, it wasn't the end. I don't know. Maybe I reached a new rank in easy or something.
Rainy turd load.
Rainy Turtloid. That guy's really weird looking.
I like turd load.
That one's.
Oh, there's Spark Ranch.
Here we'll do this because the last one is like two mini bosses and it's insane. On the
Those
screen,
two?
yeah, on the screen it's nuts.
Are they just huge?
No, they're just like they do so many things at one time. I'm like, this was a mistake. Okay, I want.
Rainy turd load.
Okay, let's see. I don't know. I don't remember what Rainy Turtloid's weakness is.
Who the hell is that guy in stage 2?
The shark?
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, he's pretty legit.
That's crazy.
He's got an anchor that he throws at you.
Oh, nice. Oh, was that anchor move that you had in the other one?
Yeah. I don't want to use fire. I don't want to use ice burst.
Wait, is an ice burst a thing that'll... The spark mandrill?
I'll show you spark mandrill syndrome. Yeah. I'm having trouble figuring out what to do last. Oh, I'll use that for doubles weakness.
What's soul body?
Soul Body is awesome. Okay, I love that weapon. Basically, you shoot a projection of yourself.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is that it's a weakness for a boss, but their stage is like a time trial, and you have to get through these like sectors within a certain amount of time. And there's these big like ball things that float around, and if you touch them, they suck you up and take away time. But if you have Soul Body, you can basically get rid of them but you just have to time it right. So it's a really fun. Oops, I didn't shoot the ice. I shot my actual. There you go, frozen. It's gonna be hard to show you because this guy's in the way. Yeah. Stop it!
I get the idea though. You could just keep doing that.
I probably just will, so we can get him out of the way.
I like every time it's like, I'm free now!
I know, he's like, okay, he's like a weird ape thing.
Yeah, he's like a baboon. Baboon.
You're like a baboon.
Is that a thing? Did I quote something?
Oh no, I just like to repeat things with a weird voice sometimes.
I thought I like accidentally quoted something. It sounded like it was from something.
So this guy, you have to destroy those gems on his back before you can hurt him.
Oh god. Jeez, what the? Are you just supposed to wall jump on that?
Yeah, you're supposed to avoid them, but I'm too lazy.
Okay. This is a cool design. It's all very geometric.
Yeah.
I feel like that could definitely be some psychedelic. He could be like a psychedelic mascot.
Yeah, for sure. I can see that.
What you got there?
What's going on? I like he turns and looks at you while he's just standing there like, I'll show you my back. Sure, why not? No!
You like what you see, big boy?
I know. Oops, I missed.
Yeah,
he's so cheeky.
Yeah. I like him a lot.
Plays coy, you know?
Yeah. It's kind of sad.
I mean,
I'd rather X died, honestly. He's not as cute as any of these characters.
He needs better defenses.
Yeah, I guess. He did have a whole stream of missiles coming out of his butt.
I still love, like, way back. I remember this so well when I was little, and the first time you see Zero, for years people were like, oh, it's so cool, there's a girl robot, Reploid or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's a guy.
Yeah.
And it's just because of the long hair.
Yeah.
And it's just such a weird thing, like how back in the day it's like, oh no, only girls can have long hair.
Well, and it was also like, you didn't really see a lot of characters with long hair in video games.
Right.
And it's also hard to tell.
True.
It's just sprites.
Yeah. No, that's true.
But they should have just made him a girl. Why not?
I know. That would have been really cool.
Especially because he's so powerful.
The only thing that I'm glad they didn't is Zero goes to the ringer. Like, he's kind of like the tragic figure of the series. Like, he's died many times and been put back together. So I would feel bad if it was the only female one and they're like, we're just going to destroy her over and over again.
Yeah. I like this guy's name was Metal Shark Player, right?
Metal Shark? Just Metal Shark.
No, but it said player at the bottom.
Really?
Let's see what. Yeah, you didn't see that?
No. Wonder why that said that.
It's called Metal Shark Player.
Playa.
Alright, see Metal Shark. Now you gotta fight freaking Storm Eagle for the 8th time.
I know, this is a really small room to fight him in. Hello.
I really like the backgrounds in these games.
Yeah, they're really nice. A lot of detail. And the music is fantastic, but unfortunately we can't hear it.
Yeah. That's weird. It's always weird playing games without sound.
Oh, I know.
Like, my sound cut out like the last half hour I was at that event last night. And I can't say what event it was, I don't think.
Oh,
maybe I can.
Something cool.
It was Spider-Man.
Oh.
But yeah, the sound cut out, and it was like, oh, it just feels so different.
Oh yeah,
like
for
when
sure.
I'm playing games at work and I don't have my headphones on me. It's just like, oh, this is kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think that, especially when you're reviewing a game, I think you have to.
You gotta immerse yourself.
That's right. It's not fair to the creators.
All right, is this what we were waiting for?
This is what we were waiting for. Iris and Double.
Ooh, look at that cutie. Look at him. I like his big belly.
I know, he's just like, boop.
And I like her beret.
There's supposed to be like a twist, because like they become bad guys. They're like your little helper.
Oh
and then
my
he
god.
turns into that guy, and then she becomes like this giant mech. Like, watch.
Wait, what's happening?
Check it out.
Oh, shit. Wait, where'd that diamond thing go? Just back.
It went back in. That's actually how you hurt her. If I hit her right now, like nothing happens. I'm gonna get hit a lot, just as a heads up, because this is such an unfair fight. Oh my gosh.
There is a lot going on.
I haven't even hit her yet, and like when you start hitting her, these things fly out of her that chase you around. I'm just avoiding hitting her. Oh,
this
crap.
guy's crazy too.
Go away.
Everyone, they're so big.
Yeah. At least this is the room that you fight both of them in, so it's not like, at least I'm used to that.
Is it back to back in the
so
game?
In this, they're from X4, and X fights Double while Zero fights Iris.
Oh, so it's like a cut to.
Yeah.
Sort of. Whoa, what was that? What's that move?
That's like his little special.
His little flex move.
Yeah.
Alright, see a double. Why is he called Double?
It's a very cheeky. Oh, I forgot she summons her brother.
That's the guy?
Yeah,
that's her brother?
Their brother and sister, yeah. That's like a really cheeky way of saying, like, he's a double crosser, he's a traitor.
Oh.
Because when you figure out, you're like, oh, that's why your name's Double? Okay. Not the best
So now
writing
you gotta
of
shoot
names.
that thing?
Yeah. And it also can do that.
Oh my god. And he comes out too?
Yeah.
This is a crazy fight.
I even forgot, like, when I was thinking of doing this one, I was like, oh, yeah, that'll be fun. And then I forgot, like, that Colonel comes out too.
So really it's 3 of them.
Yeah.
Jeez, but you don't have to kill him.
No. I don't think
Does he ever go away?
I don't think so. I don't think I can kill him. I think I can just, like, deter him. No,
I don't think I could even beat this on easy. Right now, at least. This is so hard.
I mean, even in just, like, the normal playthrough, the bosses on their own are pretty tricky.
Yeah.
Because then right after this, you have to fight that big dude you liked, that you touch it, you, like, can jump on his hands.
Oh, right.
It's, like, right after this. And then you go from this stage to the final Sigma fight.
Yeah.
Which I love.
They don't have any fight Sigma in here?
No. It's like a... It's like a
multi-stage.
3-part... Yeah, his Sigma fights are always like 3 parts in one. I did the timing wrong for that.
These look fun. I could see myself getting into this kind of thing. I should play the Mega Man games.
Yeah.
Or Mega Man X games.
Boom.
Raw.
8 minutes. Damn.
I mean, we could stop. We can stop early. We don't have to. You don't have to.
No, I
force
wasn't
yourself
like
to
I wasn't
play.
being like, oh, I gotta fill up 8 minutes. I was more like, I'll just do the Sigma fight from X4 just for fun.
Oh, okay.
I can do it in 8 minutes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Wait. Yeah, I'm gonna skip this. You did great, X-Hunter. Thank you.
Gameplay recording resumed because you exited blocked scene. Okay, thanks.
Oh yeah, maybe because there's. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. There's a rookie mode for people that have never played before.
Well, I retained the original PlayStation loading or title screen.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Look at those pixels.
It's pretty legit.
They're huge on
I know,
this
right?
screen.
It's crazy. Really quickly, I have to do something. Because I don't think my energy tanks are filled, and I'm going to need those. Nope. Good thing I didn't do it.
He has so many different looks.
Right?
This is so colorful. It's like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, he gets more cool armors in the later games, too. In this one, he just gets the one. But this is just because he has the fully upgraded.
Do you prefer white Christmas lights or multicolored Christmas lights?
I like multicolored. What about you?
Same. Because it reminds me of bars.
Bars?
Yeah, it was like always my favorite thing. Bars in Ohio, at least, like dive bars and stuff, where they have like, I mean, dive bars everywhere where they have Christmas lights just up above the
yeah.
bar.
Okay,
you know?
I see what you mean.
I love that. That's like my favorite aesthetic. I feel like bars that don't have that, I'm like, I don't want to drink there. They obviously don't know what they're doing.
Who's even thinking?
So every time I see Christmas lights like that, I'm like, yep.
Doing it.
We have the good old days.
No, I feel that for sure.
Every bar here tries too hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't been to a ton here actually. Like I have friends that go all the time, but I'm always like, I don't know. I feel like it's really hard to park, and then when I get there, it's just
it's not worth it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I like to
video
drink.
games though.
Like I like to drink a lot, so. And I like bars. I miss bar. I used to go to bars all the time. I like bar culture.
Yeah, there was one when I lived in Boston. I lived right around the corner from one, and I went there all the time.
Did everybody know your name?
No, but that's because they weren't very friendly there.
Were they always glad you came?
No, it wasn't. I wish it was that bar. It was not.
It is a Boston bar.
I've been to that one though.
Was it? What? Did they like model the set anything like the actual bar?
Oh yeah. They totally
talking
did.
about Cheers if no one...
Right. People didn't get that, then we feel old, so thank you for that.
Oh, whatever. Anybody can watch Cheers now. It's on Netflix.
It's true.
I rewatched it recently.
Yeah, Cheers is a good
I
show.
rewatched that and Frasier like every...
I love Frasier!
Frasier is like my favorite show.
Frasier is hilarious.
I've watched that show probably more than any other show besides like Arrested Development and like
I love that show
Venture
too.
Brothers.
Yeah, Frasier is that was like when I was growing up, I was allowed to stay up late for Buffy and for Frasier. Those were the two that my mom was like, you can stay up for those.
That's so funny because I didn't start watching both of those shows until like I was much older. Like I definitely didn't watch either of them they were originally on.
Right.
And now they're like my favorite shows. Those are two of my favorite shows also.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the new Buffy?
I did, yeah.
What they're doing?
I feel pretty good about it. Like
are they calling her Buffy? I feel like is it a redo or is it like a
I don't know because there are more than one Slayer.
Yeah.
So like and there was a Black Slayer, so
right.
like it's
but
not
she
like
wasn't
it's
Buffy, she was someone else.
Right.
But I don't think it's that character.
She was Kendra.
Yeah, Kendra.
My name's Kendra. She was like weirdly British, but also African, but also like Valley Girl. So it was really interesting.
I like that character. I like that. I mean, the first time that you know that there can be multiple Slayers, I think that was a cool thing.
Yeah, that was a cool idea. I forgot I have to beat all the bosses again, so I don't know if I'll have time. You have to beat all 8. You have to beat all 8 bosses in a row, and then go to Sigma.
Is that what this room is?
Yeah, all these teleporters signify a different boss.
Oh my god.
And then once they're unlocked, the gold one opens, and then I go fight Sigma.
Well, should we call it then?
I guess so.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
We could do this later.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'll play this as much as anybody wants me to. I do it on my own anyway.
We could do the other challenges. The ones that we didn't, like the Legacy 2 ones too.
Those are pretty much the same.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we could do this as a whole stream.
For sure. I would love to do that.
Look at a little double over there and a little Iris.
Iris! There's a really terrible cutscene when Iris dies. Of Zero holding her and screaming Iris over and over again.
Oh, does he love her?
I think so. The story's not great. And it's never been great in these games, but that's not really the point.
Yeah.
Sigma just shows up every time and you're like, what are you doing here? And then he's just like, I'm back! And that's basically it.
But they still somehow try to get a like melodramatic love scene.
Yeah.
Wait, can you fall down and die in this room?
No.
Oh, there's 2 more at the bottom.
Yeah. Just one for each.
Those are intimidating little pods to stand on.
I know. That's so spooky.
Alright, well, this is cool. This makes me want to play this game.
Well, good.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, you use it for platforming. It's electrifying.
Awesome.
There's a part in one of the levels where you have to get to the arm upgrade.
Yeah.
It's like this really tight wall of spikes, and basically you have to like shoot this at the right exact time, and then climb it and shoot another one and climb the other side of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really satisfying when you get it right.
Wow, I can't believe how much I love that. It reminds me of this game, Deep Rock Galactic, where it's with the dwarves, like the Space Dwarf game where you mine and there's like bug aliens that you have to kill.
Okay.
But one of the guys, his like he has a special weapon that can shoot platforms up the walls, so you can use.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so I love, and it reminds me of Prey had the little goo gun thing.
The
glue gun.
Right.
Which is like my favorite gun in any game ever.
For sure. That's Soul Body.
Oh, what? That's trippy.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool if you could do that in real life?
That would be super cool.
You're like, what if you're just driving in traffic and you're stuck in traffic and you like project yourself in the person's car in front of you?
You're like, what the heck?
You're like,
hey, I'm just trying to get through here.
Alright, well, this is cool. Thank you for showing me.
Of course. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys